The work to refurbish our church halls here began around about 5 years ago. It was clear that these buildings needed a new lease of life. They were old, damp, they had a confusing layout, and they lacked good disabled access and the kind of facilities we needed to serve our various ministries. Everything from after-school club to youth club, Bible studies and Christianity Explored courses through to our Thursday cafe. But then of course the question comes, how on earth do you pay for something like that? How would God provide? Well, that story begins not in here, but across in the Burghead Primary School playground. I was approached one day at school pickup time by a good friend, and she whispered in my ear, "Would you like a building?" Of course, I was confused. I didn't know what she was talking about. It turned out that the Burghead Brethren Assembly had reached a critical point. They were few in number, but they wanted their resources to be used for gospel work here. And so these few dear faithful saints offered to give us their building as a gift there on King Street. And they graciously agreed that we could either use it or sell it and use the proceeds to put towards this project. That faithful gospel partnership from those people gave us the kickstart to get going. And then from there, so many different people have given and contributed to this project in different ways. There are those in our church family here and further afield who have given sacrificially to make this possible. There are others who've given their time, hour after hour, writing applications to different trust funds. And we're grateful to those trusts, including the National Churches Trust, who contributed as well. Others gave their time in other ways. We're so grateful to our finance committee who oversaw the project and worked really hard. And also to Keith, our architect, a member of the congregation who gave his time freely. Little by little, we saw God provide. We had times of focused giving, we had weeks of prayer for the project, but the Lord supplied our needs. And then last October, we were able to select a contractor, and we were really pleased to have local firm Darrick and Allen take on the work for us. And so last autumn, work began. We are so grateful for the finished product, so pleased with how these buildings are looking and how they are beginning to function for us here. When we made our plans, we wanted 4 F's. We needed buildings that were flexible to allow use in all sorts of different ways. We wanted buildings that flowed, that made sense, where we could easily move from one space to another. We wanted buildings that would enable us to provide food, and we can certainly do that from our great new kitchen. And then there were other key new facilities like a church office for staff and volunteers, upgraded audio-visual equipment, and so on. In many ways, today marks the end of something, the end of the build, the end of the project. Except, of course, it's not the end, but the beginning of something new, or rather a continuation of the ministry we have been doing. In all we do here, in and through these buildings and elsewhere, we want to serve our community. And most of all, we want to serve our community by knowing Jesus better ourselves and being better able to make him and the good news of the gospel known to those around us.